All right, we are live. Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Dun. Benny, 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 Benny and the Jets. This is why I don't have a record deal, because I can't sing for shit.
This is why I do, because I can.
Damn, he really just did that to me. You really just did that to me. Little bit of banter. Nick, I'm gonna brother, look, I had an accident.
Where'd you get stabbed?
I had an accident.
What happened?
I had my tummy explode.
I'm like really hoping that that's actually like strawberry jam or something.
Dude, I wish. It's just boring paint.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be blood.
Oh man, no,
I'm disappointed.
I get really freaky when I butcher meat.
You're real freaky when I just start slathering it all over me.
Yeah, I cut the tenderloin. I get the filet mignon out, and I'm just like, I'm just tenderize.
Just tenderize it all over.
God.
I love my body.
I love my body. I love my meat. Oh boy. Well, hello everybody. Once again, we are back with another, the second to last episode of The Hobbit. And
I'm gonna miss it.
I'm gonna miss it too. It's sad, but at the same time, nothing else. Whatever. It's a book.
I mean, eventually we're gonna get into Lord of the Rings, right?
Eventually, yeah, but like at this point in time, no, because I feel like we're pretty tapped out in the world of Middle Earth.
Yeah, no, I'll say, how about this? We treat it like real time. So we read The Hobbit. Now we wait about 50 years. And we read Lord of the Rings.
Oh, boy. Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Barely Literate Book and Movie Club. I am your co-host, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
I'm your co-host, Macho / Nick.
Yeah, because
doesn't like calling me Macho.
It's not that I don't like calling you Macho. I was introduced to you as Nick, and then only later.
You're part of the family now, and the family called me Macho. Okay.
And only later I realized that I'm the odd one out who does call you by your government name, but
no, you're not the odd one out. I mean, there's other people that call me they call me by my last name, or they'll call me Nikki. But like, it's mostly Macho.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Nick is my father. Okay.
Nico Bellic. Welcome back, everybody. We are episode 8 of The Hobbit, which means we are tackling chapters 15 and 16 today. Now,
more to go.
What'd you say?
3 more to go.
3 more chapters to go. 1 more episode to go.
1 more episode.
Oh, after this one. But man, we're almost done.
So close. Dude, the farther I read into this book, and I'm like, wow, like my right hand is getting a little less like not as open.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like,
I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were like, man, my right hand's getting
really
break.
bad.
He was like,
my right hand is getting a little less carpal tunnel. My left hand is getting more of the carpal tunnel. And now I'm like left heavy and not right heavy.
Dude, I'm Levy.
I'm Levy.
Hey, Mishu, how you doing? Mishu. Okay, so for this week, Nick, why don't you take it away? What movies, if any, have you seen this week at all?
Shit, I haven't seen any movies, but I did start watching a new show last night with Bridget and Ricky. So Bridget, for nobody that knows, Bridget's my older sister, and Ricky's my brother-in-law, her husband.
For nobody that knows.
Yeah, for nobody that knows. Nobody knows. So,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows
the trouble.
So, right now I'm dog sitting for my cousin, and like
Benny.
Benny. And she has all the streaming services. So she has Apple TV. And Ricky found out that I'd never seen Ted Lasso. So we started binging that last night.
Okay.
And
I hear it's a very good show.
It's so good. Dude.
Really? Okay, I might have to start watching it.
I love it already.
Because I'm not a big... I mean, people are going to be like, ew, what's wrong with you? I'm not a big TV guy.
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to get into a new show. And I mean, I've rewatched Bob's Burgers probably like 15 times at this point. And
Oh yeah.
it's movies. I can watch a movie like 4 movies a day, but a new show, I still haven't even finished The Sopranos. It's been like 4 years.
I know, like, I think the last show that we both got really invested in was the Fallout.
We
series.
did. We got so invested that we started playing the game and never finished it.
And then we fell off.
And that's another thing, is that like the game on paper, like communism, feels like it would just be perfect for us. But for some reason, we can't get into it.
Like, it's for most Bethesda games right now. Right now, we're playing Skyrim together, kind of. We're playing parallel. But
It
but
sounds
Skyrim,
like you're not really playing the game.
No, I am actually playing the game. I haven't had time
Okay.
or the like access to play it lately because
Okay.
I've been here. And I don't want to install all the mods on my laptop.
Yeah.
But like Skyrim, I'm actually getting pretty invested in because we've been reading
Yeah.
The Hobbit and it's very close to
Yeah.
Middle Earth, so I'm really fucking with it. But man, Fallout, like I would love Fallout, but it's just not my kind of game.
It's not. I'm not. And it's weird because they're the same developer.
What I think it is because Fallout started with another developer and then Bethesda took it over.
But Nick, there are very similar ways.
I know, but like even with was it their newer game that came out, Starfield? Dude, on paper, I would have fucking loved Starfield. You can
I thought
make
you
your
liked
own,
it.
Like I did like it, but it got like so old so quick and then it had so many performance issues. I could not continue playing it.
Well,
But,
interesting.
Like, anyway.
Yeah, so interesting enough, now that you've not watched a movie this week and have now started Ted Lasso, I've watched 3 movies this week.
Damn. Okay.
I know, right?
Lay it
So
on us.
I watched in order. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. Ooh, what are you drinking today?
Not a big jerk. That shit's. Ugh.
You're drinking. This is the problem. Everybody listened to that fucking song and they're like, I'm gonna drink whiskey neat. I don't think people realize what the fuck that is. You're just drinking straight up whiskey on the rocks. No wonder you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Usually I'm like I'm a pure like no caritas kind of guy. Like I can take a shot,
Yeah.
nothing. But man, this stuff is.
You know what it's like? It's like water.
Yeah, like I was just at I was at a goth night the other night, and I took a shot of Crown Apple, no face at all.
It's
I saw
Crown
a guy
Apple.
across the counter. Yeah, but like I saw a guy like Crown Royal. I think it was the Apple one. It was just regular Crown Royal. But I saw a guy across the bar look at me like, the fuck.
So, okay. So I saw Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I saw The Monkey in theaters, which is that Stephen King movie. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I keep thinking when you say the monkey movie, I think of that Robbie Williams movie that's coming out, and I'm like
That
"Ew,
nobody's going to go watch.
nobody's gonna fucking watch because he's a nobody.
And then I watched The Nice Guys, throwback to our episode last week.
Okay, yeah, you did send me that snap, dude.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. So I wanted to bring this up. I re-listened to our last episode. You know, I'm a narcissist. I like listening to myself.
Yeah.
You said that your favorite scene was when Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe were in the elevator together and the dude gets thrown out of the window and you see Ryan Gosling start like twitching a little bit.
Yeah.
So my favorite Ryan Gosling moment in that movie is when he falls off the party building and finds the dead body and tries to whistle and goes like and then he's like for a good 40 seconds is trying to call for Russell Crowe and he can't and then dude, you're like a dog. I can't even do the mic isn't picking it up. And then
No, dude.
the last thing he just goes oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. I completely forgot about that. like you started off with he fell off the party thing, and I completely remember exactly how he.
And he goes, dude, and his like catchphrase in the movie is just going, shit. Oh man, I think I peaked my mic there for a second.
he had this girl like he's like talking to this girl flirting, and he goes, shoot me, and he's
like, yeah, come on, fucking shoot me.
He just flips over
and then dude,
full sends it right over the ledge.
The best part is she's like, yeah. Just like she just turns away. Oh,
she didn't check on him or anything.
So out of the three movies, I think Nice Guys was my favorite, but I do want to touch a little bit on The Monkey since it is the first movie of our show that one of us has seen in theaters. And damn, it's pretty interesting. Oh, that's not true. I saw a Fellowship Extended in theaters, but it's the one that's actually like out right now. And
like new because you already saw Fellowship.
Yeah. So The Monkey is a pretty interesting movie. It's basically like, and I wrote this in my, I have a letterboxd. Everybody, don't follow me. It's fine. And I basically wrote, it's like Final Destination if it was supposed to be funny on purpose. Because you know how Final Destination is just bad, but like, it's funny because it's bad. The Monkey is actually kind of funny at some points.
All right. So, like, how scary was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
It wasn't scary. It was like, so you know how
was it more of a thriller?
It's just, it's like creative deaths, like creative gore. So it's not, it's not scary.
Like Terrifier.
I don't know if Terrifier is scary, but you dirty little boy, I see what you did there.
Well,
you mentioned. Well, we might as well say it. We have to get started, or should we save it for the end? A little teaser. The word Terrifier comes up. I think we should save that to the end so people have to listen.
I think it's already out there.
No, it's not already out there. You fuck. I made the thing. We're gonna start. All right, everybody. So we're gonna get into chapter 15 and 16 of the book. Man, do you have anything to say about chapter 15? So Nick's going to take chapter 15 this week. Do you have anything to say pre-chapter 15 before we get into it?
Not a big fan of Thorin this chapter. Not a big fan.
I'm going to say Thorin's getting a little cray-cray. I'm just going to throw that out there.
He's getting a little too gold drunk.
A little too, loopy for goofy, but, what is it? Too insane for AU, which is, I think, the periodic table chemical for gold is AU.
I thought Australia. That's the first thing that came to mind.
What the fuck, man? Okay, whatever. I was trying to be smart. We're barely literate. We got to find another avenue for us to be funny, and it's not working.
Look at me in the eyes and tell me that I know the periodic table.
All I know is neon is Ne, Fe is iron, and gold is Au.
Okay.
And I think there's a funny one. I think there's an element called unanonium. That's not a joke either. Wait, what is it? Man Ray. Okay. Chapter 15, for fuck's sake.
Okay. I feel like because we got to give you a previously on the Hobbit. Smaug dies.
Smaug fucking dies in a second.
By some random fucking character.
And the crazy thing is he's not a random now. He's like part of the story.
Yeah. He's just like all right, a new character that just got introduced and Smaug got like one shot, literally. So, all right.
Take it away.
Meanwhile, the thrush returns to the company on the mountain, finding that they cannot understand its speech. The thrush brings an old raven that can speak in the common tongue. So, all right. So the raven got name dropped. His name is Roak. I looked up the pronunciation.
That's a cool name. I want to say that I don't know if this the summary that we have here really mentions it, but when the raven and the thrush came, they were not the only birds, which
Yeah,
is,
I was gonna mention that.
well, like, it's kind of crazy because like there were birds around, and it really made me think of like the atmosphere was just like Alfred Hitchcock's movie The Birds, where they're just like all coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I don't, but I'm visualizing it.
Just imagine a bunch of fucking birds.
Um, yeah, no, like I was gonna mention, the birds are coming back. I was asking if you heard that I accidentally burped into the mic.
Well, now
Sorry.
the veil has been lifted. Nick is a disgusting animal.
We'll cut that out in post.
There is no post. I listened to it once and I'm like, okay.
Okay, so yeah, the birds are coming back. I like that little detail because all wildlife has dispersed from the mountain since
Yeah.
Smaug arrived.
Desolation
So
is
the
what they're
birds
calling
coming-
the area.
Yeah, the desolation of Smaug, and I feel like the party themselves notice like, oh, the birds are coming back. That's weird. Like, what's going on around here? And that's when the thrush arrives, and he's trying to tell the same thrush that Bilbo was getting like tweaked out about. In
Yeah,
chapter
this bird's like
14? No,
a
13.
recurring character at this point.
Yeah, and it's the same bird that told Bard the Smaug's weak spot. So
Yeah.
he comes back and he's trying to tell, or they're trying to tell the party like, hey, Smaug's dead. Like he's trying to spread the news, but you know the party can't understand him, and I don't know if they can't understand him because he talks too fast, or if they don't understand the language because they don't really specify that.
I thought
they kind of mention that like the dwarves are like, oh, he's speaking like he's just rambling on. We can't understand what he's saying, you know. So I don't know whether they can't understand his language or
I thought it was
he's talking too
that
fast.
they couldn't understand the thrush's language, so like that's why Bilbo, like, not Bilbo, that's why he had to grab the raven, because they like the ravens and the dwarves, which makes me go back to thinking that Bard is a dwarf. I really don't understand what Bard's physical characteristics are, because they don't really explain it that well in the book, but they say he's of descendants of Dale, which is the dwarven city.
They do go over his kind of like his stature.
They said he was they said that he stood tall among
Yeah.
the flames.
No. Like later in this chapter when he arrives. So we'll get to that.
So yeah, that's basically, he's like, I can't really understand the thrush, but the dwarvies were homies with ravens. So like they were kind of like their like animal familiars in a sense. So he grabs the son raven of
Yeah,
his
so,
old buddy
Was it Roak is the son of Croak
Kark.
and Kark, and Thorin actually knew Kark. So like Thorin thought that his lineage was dead, but Roak shows up 100 and something years. I think he said what?
Whoa,
100 years.
Wait. Can I pause? Sorry. I just
Yeah,
realized
what's up?
we're getting way too ahead of ourselves. The bird hasn't even, first off, the bird doesn't go to Bard. It goes to Bilbo. We're completely fucking wrong. I'm reading the summary right now.
No, I'm saying that I've been saying that it's going to the party.
I'm completely fucking wrong. Please continue.
Okay, I'll continue with the summary. Let me. The thrush brings an old raven that can speak in the common tongue. The bird informs Bilbo and the dwarves of Smaug's death, and they rejoice.
So, okay, I want to go back to kind of what we were saying. Basically, Bird comes, starts talking to Bilbo and stuff like that because, you know, and Balin, and basically talks to the party.
Hey.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is that in the middle of the bird talking to them, and we'll get to what he's saying in a second, Bilbo and Balin just start an argument about the differences between crows and ravens.
Yeah, don't get crows mixed up with ravens in front of dwarves.
And the crazy thing is that not even referencing the book, maybe about a week and a half ago, I actually just happened to look up the differences between crows and ravens, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I fucking know, Balin. I got you. I got your back, Balin. Ravens have a curved beak. Crows have a pointy beak. And ravens are a lot bigger than crows, and they kind of croak. They don't caw. So like a raven's like, the crows go like, rah, rah, like that.
Yeah.
Crows kind of, crows, crows, rah. Ravens go, rat, rat, like that.
I think I saw a video, and I'm pretty sure it was a raven. I was gonna say Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
So ravens can actually mimic speech just like parrots can.
I think crows can too.
Yeah, it's the creepiest thing you'll ever see.
Dude, I don't
fuck with birds, okay? I don't like birds.
I think birds are really fucking cool. But the I don't yeah, that's what ravens sound like. They just go rat, rat, like that. But what's crazy is that we completely glanced over the fact that this bird, Roak, is 153 years old at least.
And he's bald.
He's bald?
Yeah, he's got a bald spot in the top of his head.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's like, because he goes, bro, my feathers are thinning. I'm dying. I can't even see.
He's like, I can barely see. And when they say, when they describe him arriving, they're like, he's like limply, like flying, like an old man.
But so he's like, this is what he says. He goes, I am Roak, the son of Kark. Kark is dead, but he was well known to you once. It was 100. Fucking J.R.R. Tolkien. The way he writes this, I was like, he is 153 because this is what he describes the bird as. It is 100 years and 3 and 50 since I came out of the egg. Also, that what?
Chris really does not like J.R.R. Tolkien's writing style.
Don't get me wrong. Great writer. He's built an amazing world. But this is going against everything we stand for. I am a very literal person. Me too. You need to say what you mean. Otherwise, I will be like, so what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like that with everybody, and they're like, what are you getting at? And I'm like, I'm trying to understand you, but you're treating it as hostility. I can't understand what you're trying to tell me. What do you want for lunch?
Yo, exactly. So with my girlfriend, she's like, well, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, I don't know, whatever you want. She goes, I want you to pick. And I go, it's whatever you want, motherfucker. Just pick. I will be fine with it. I'm fat.
I'm not being...
I can find food.
I'm not being polite. I really don't care. Just order whatever. I'll eat it.
So one of my favorite things about this whole interaction is that when the thrush heard Thorin and Balin talking about Kark, which is Rorak's father, the old bird, he was like, hold up, bitches. I got a gift for you. Flies back, drags this fucking raven out of hospice and was like, boom, his son. Like, what?
This poor raven was just in assisted living, and he was just like trying to chill out, and some teenager walks up, snuck him out.
Exactly. He was like, yo, I'm about to Ferris Bueller your ass. Let's fucking go. All right. So
a little other thing is crows are dicks apparently. So
okay,
like I guess they mentioned like a while ago they walked past.
They call Bomber fat.
Yeah, and they're like, those crows were like saying some awful things to us. And Bilbo's like, what? So dwarves can understand crows and ravens, but not thrushes. So that's what I gathered from all of that. And crows are dicks.
I also looked this up. A thrush, the bird thrush, not the disease thrush, which we had to look that up and see the difference. A thrush is in the same family as crows and ravens and magpies, actually.
Magpies.
Magpies are those douchebag birds in Australia that like dive bomb people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're the birds
heard
with
of
the
those.
red eyes and like the white bellies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all in the same family. Oh, Mishu's going off on crows, bro.
Yeah.
A
I can't stress this enough. I don't fuck with birds.
He goes, of course crows are dicks. A pack of crows isn't called a murder for nothing. Is that true?
Aren't
Jeez.
crows are scavengers, right? That's what I thought.
All I know is all these birds are insanely intelligent. Like,
Birds are scared. Pigeons can remember you.
pigeons can remember you, and they like crows use tools. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, continue the summary.
We've been getting on like a wild tangent about birds.
I know, I'm kind of in this. It's the bird tangent, bro. It's the annual bird discussion.
The bird informs Bilbo and the dwarves of Smaug's death, and they rejoice. However, it's short-lived as the raven goes on to describe the huge army of humans and elves marching towards them, as well as the suffering of Lake Town's people, who surely deserve some share of the massive treasure in the mountain. I agree. All right, we're gonna get into some weird politics.
Yeah, I also I agree in the sense of they don't deserve all of it, but they deserve a cut.
Also, they mention Cram again, right? They mentioned that while they're wait, let me get farther into
Yeah,
real quick
go
before
for it.
I get into that. Thorin regards the treasure as his inheritance and plans to fight for it. However, oh wait, I read that wrong. This is why I'm barely literate.
No, you actually read that right.
I did?
Thorin
Right,
regards
I
the
read
treasure as his inheritance, yeah.
Okay. So Thorin regards the treasure as his inheritance and plans to fight for it, however, regardless of what the people of Lake Town have suffered. Yeah, Thorin's acting like a dick here. So, first of all, they start fortifying.
There's
No,
there's a significant piece of information that's not in the summary that we need to say.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
you say it.
So the thrush, wait a minute. Let me make sure.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Let me make sure it's not that didn't actually happen in 16. I don't think it happened in 16. It happened in 15. But he basically asks the crow raven, not the crow, the raven, the crow? Fuck. I'm now confused. Which raven?
Pissing off a lot of dwarves right
I know I am. He basically asked the raven to fly towards the other dwarven cities and be like, "Yo, get some homies for us." Like he's
said,
literally like, Thorin is calling up the council of the little homies to come back home.
dude, and they got like 500 strong. Like
I think that might be 16. Because he takes
oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, he takes the rest of 15 to fly back, and then in 16 he comes back.
Okay. So, yeah, let me keep going in.
Yeah.
It's hard for me, Loki, it's hard for me to read this because I'm used to my actual monitor and the text is a little smaller here.
Do you want me to? By the way,
No, I got
Nick
this.
is in a different location today. Like he said earlier, he's dog sitting. So he's reading from like a completely different setup.
I had like this whole like jerry rigged setup right now. I got my mic hooked up to cutting boards. This is crazy. So
It's a ghetto ass
right.
mic stand just hooked up to cutting boards.
I've been singing that Elvis Presley song to my in the ghetto.
Misha's like, sounds like a skill issue.
So, all right, let me continue. Under Thorin's orders, the company retreats to the mountain and fortifies it by building a formidable wall at the main gate. From there, they watch as Bard and representatives of the elves approach.
This is where Thorin starts to get a little crazy because he basically is just like he's being a moody little teenager and locking up the entire. without saying anything, he locks the entire dwarven party up in the mountain and was just like, we're fucking staying here.
Yeah, he like the only way in is through the front gate. Every other entrance is destroyed, and he's like, "Yeah, we're building a wall here, like literally stone wall."
Legit.
Up
And
on
like
the
the
front gate.
dwarves are
Nobody
like
can
the
get in.
Amish, okay? They can build the wall in in like
Trump
hour.
would have loved them.
Yeah, he would have. Like they built this giant stone castle basically in a matter of a few hours, and what's something that Bilbo is just like, I want to go. Like
Yeah, he was saying like, "Hey, a war was not in my contract."
and I agree completely. Thorin was like, no, you're staying here and seeing this through. And Bilbo was like, this wasn't part of the deal. You have your treasure. The adventure here is over. My job is done. I want to go the fuck home, eat some goddamn bacon, and go to bed and smoke weed. Like,
Yeah, who doesn't want to do that?
exactly.
Let's be honest. That's
So,
the life. Okay,
it
I
is.
want to be
It's
on an
a-
adventure.
It sounds fucking amazing when you're a hobbit, but the fact is, when a dwarf fucking come and locks you in the room because he didn't get his goddamn food from the tooth fairy, his little fucking piece of gold, and he's like, no, and then he's like, no, you're not fucking leaving, and you're like, dude, this is the first sleepover I'm having with you. All right, the toothpaste was weird. Your mom doesn't let me stay up past 9 o'clock. I just want to go home and cuddle my blankie. Like,
Yeah, why are you calling your mom by her first name? We're in the second grade.
first off, Barbara is a beautiful woman. What do you have to say negative about her?
Sidebar: have you ever had friends like that where they called their parents by their first names?
I call my aunt and uncles by my aunts and uncles by their first names.
I do too. I always add the title, but
No,
like,
we so it was always the grandmother that we had, like the grandfather, grandma. We always say like aba or abuelo, but like I would always say, you know, my aunt and uncle's first names.
no, I had some friends that they straight up like called their parents by their first names, and I felt bad when I was over, so I just called them mom.
What the fuck? That's no.
Yeah, I'd be like,
that
"Hey,
might be a
Mom."
little weirder.
No, I was because
That's like if I call
what is it?
your
I
mom
just-
mom.
yeah, you got adopted. The
That's
papers
true.
are in.
That's very true.
They were
And
signed.
I'm an adult. Like, who
cares?
All right.
So, no, like I just hung out with this is still on the sidebar. Sorry.
God damn it.
I just hung out with Izzy the other night, and like
Hi,
the fir-
Izzy,
for
if
the
you're
first time
listening.
Since, yeah, and like for the first time since like 2019, and she asked me, he's like, "Hey, do you still text my mom? Because I used to text her mom on Mother's Day and be like, "Hey, happy Mother's Day," right?"
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, "No, I haven't texted her in a while." So I got her number again, and I sent her a selfie of me and Izzy at the bar, and I was like, "Hi, Mom," and she goes, "Hi," with a bunch of hearts. Like, she loved
Actually,
that shit.
your mom did text me when she was in Bolivia.
Yeah, she hasn't texted me.
Yeah. Granted, she was texting me about you, and
Oh, she was?
yeah, so I don't want to like ruin anything, but she was texting me about you, and then she was like, "Well, do you want anything?" And I go, "Oh man, dude, I saw my mom for the first time today in like 2 years, and we already argued."
Yo, yeah, my mom loves you. You come over, you make Cuban sandwiches. That's all she
That's the only
needs.
reason she fucking likes. That's the only reason your family likes me is I feed them. Okay.
You're funny too.
Before, and I'm fat, so they can make fun of me. So
That's my dad.
so one thing before you continue is I don't recall. This has come up in this chapter pretty frequently. I don't recall the word air or ear. ERE is how it's spelled, being said that much in the book. Now, the only reason I'm noting this is because within the page, it was said 3 times.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, what the fuck does that word even mean?
And here's the thing. We can't know what it means because it was said in 3 different ways.
Did you look it up? Let's look it up real quick.
I think it means here, like Old English.
Is it ERE?
It's just
You said?
ERE. So while Nick looks that up, yeah, I don't understand.
In conjunction, it means before in time. and proposition is just before a specified time.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Can you say the
It gave me,
sentences?
like, a definition.
I don't have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
book
let
on me.
Oh, it's right here. The Bible.
Okay. It's like the second to
It's
last
upside down.
page of the chapter. So, do you want me to finish your summary while you're looking through that?
No, I can finish
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay. And let me look through.
Start.
What'd you say?
Just start riffing.
Yeah, just start riffing. You know, today what did I have for lunch today? I had Chick-fil-A for lunch today. I really went ham on the Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know why I was really feeling it. I also had some Japanese for dinner. Now, the place that I go to, we've been going to for 20 years. It opened up in 2006, and my God, is it fucking fire?
Okay,
Take it away.
so here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Ere many hours were passed, the banner bearers returned and trumpeters stood forth and blew a blast.
Okay, so it says, ere many hours passed. Now, what's the second sentence? I totally hit my mic.
The banner bearers returned and trumpeters stood forth and blew a blast.
No, what's the next ere sentence?
Oh, I didn't find that.
You fucking motherfucker.
I was just looking for air and I found one. I was like, okay,
It
I'm not gonna
happens
lose
3
this
times on that page.
on this page. Okay.
Yeah, on the same page, it happens 3 times. That's the whole thing. It's like,
Okay.
so wait, air, what was it? Air before many arrows passed? Is that what it was the other one?
All right. You know what? This is making sense now because this one says, "Begone now, air our."
Right?
Ugh. You know, reading this in your head, it was a lot easier. This is a tongue twister.
You know what's crazy? We're not even halfway through your fucking summary and it's already been 40 minutes.
Begone now, ere our arrows fly.
Okay, so it's a not a conjunction, but it's I don't know the word, a slice of before. It's a shorthand of before.
That's stupid. Just say before.
Yeah, what the fuck? There's not even 2
Ere
E's.
our arrows fly. Like, think about that. Say it right now.
Air our arrow. Ooh.
Yeah,
Wait,
dude.
air our-
Fucked up.
Well, here's the thing. If I were to really say it in a sentence, because I talk fast, I would just be like, "Air our arrows fly."
Okay. Now read it.
I don't have the
No,
book.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, let me continue.
Yeah.
Because Jesus, that tongue twister kind of reset. Like,
Have you even
factory
talked about
reset,
any of your points for this chapter?
Not really, because like I was just.
I've gone through most. I have only one left.
Yeah, so like when the when the elves first walked up, they didn't say a damn thing. Thorin was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, do you want to fight?" You know, right? And
you wanna
elves
tussle?
looked up. Yeah, and the arrows looked up at the elves looked up at this giant structure in the front gate, and they were like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, they were like,
and then
"Where
turned
the
around.
hell did that come from? No, we're not doing that."
They were like, "We weren't expecting this," so they turned their happy ass right around.
Yeah.
And made camp somewhere. And so, like, all right, if the dwarves are really, if like the unexpected party is really smart about this, they can 100% win this fight. If there's a fight.
Legit, it's a mountain with one entrance that's been fortified. If they're stupid, they will lose.
They've been stupid many a time in this book.
Yeah, the dwarves are really not holding their own in this book.
No. I mean, they found gold and they're kind of being competent now, but like,
they're competent because they had an
faith in them.
armor up scene.
Yeah, that's true. So
Confident, I mean.
they also had like another song in this book. We haven't heard a song in a while.
We have not. So we
also
went from
haven't-
hearing a song a chapter to like gone, I
Yeah.
think, 10 chapters without hearing a song.
Same thing with illustration. I haven't seen any illustrations in a while.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Right? I want a fucking refund. This is supposed to be illustrated.
Yeah, bullshit. This book cost me like $30 goddamn dollars. Where the fuck are the pictures? Like, what the Oh my God.
This book cost 30 fucking goddamn dollars. Where are the pictures at?
Holy shit. Okay.
Okay.
I have one final point for this chapter, but I'm gonna let you finish up the thing.
Yeah, let me completely like kill this real quick.
All right, do it, baby.
Where'd I leave off at? From there, they watch as Bard and representatives of the elves approach. Bard informs them that he killed Smaug and the lake town has been destroyed. He asks that the dwarves be generous in sharing the wealth of the mountain since they have benefited so much at the expense of the humans.
Facts, completely justified.
100%. Thorin flatly refuses.
Dick.
He feels he owes the humans nothing since the gold belonged to his people originally.
Emotional
Bard
bitch.
gives Thorin Bard gives Thorin some time to reconsider, but Thorin will not change his position. The mountain is declared besieged. Nothing and no one will be let in or out if elves and men can help it. Bilbo, for his part, would gladly share the treasure. Baller.
Mm-hmm.
He is entirely discouraged by the whole turn of affairs. However, no dwarf questions Thorin, and the Hobbit has no say in the dwarf's decision.
So
Now, I think that last sentence is wrong because some of the dwarves are actually like, I feel like this is unnecessary. I think Bomber and Balin were two that
Bomber and
they didn't agree with
Balin
this.
were in agreement with Bilbo on the fact that Thorin was a little bit crazy. And I want to say Philly and Killy were also semi in that mindset as well. Now, the summary did not mention that the elves and the men, the race of men, it's a little weird to say the race of men when like it means just humans.
Right.
So the dwarves, the elves and the men send a courier to send like a group of couriers. I think they're like 2 or 3
Yeah.
to go.
Would you call them enclave?
Envoys.
Envoys.
One of the two. And they send the envoys, I don't actually know how you pronounce it. They send the dudes to the gates again, and we're just like, so what did you decide? Time is up. Without skipping a fucking beat, Thorin knocks an arrow and kills one of them. Just shoots him.
No, he shot him in the shield.
He shot him in the shield? Oh yeah, that's right. He legit,
Yeah.
but like no warning, no nothing. He just shoots the guy and was like,
straight up.
fucking what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he started a war right there, and I was just like, Thorin, that was not a pro gamer move
No,
right there.
legit. No, Thorin just went from like the sexiest dwarf to like the dumbest dwarf.
Yeah, so let's dig a little deeper into Bard's point of view, right?
Okay.
Because I completely like side with Bard here. It brings up a good point.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, he brings up a good point. He was the one who killed Smaug, and he is in the line of Jirian, whoever the fuck that is. So he is within his right to claim some of the treasures, although not intentional. Although not intentional, the dwarves did bring ruin to the lake town after they were hospitable to the unexpected party.
He wasn't even trying to get the treasure for him. It was basically like reparations, you know. They gave them their food and like materials and all their resources, and it would have been nice to get repaid for that. But at the same time, what they caused inadvertently, yes, but what they ended up causing was the destruction of their entire town. Yet they didn't know this, but still.
Like imagine, all right, let's say the Harlem Globetrotters comes through your town,
Where
right?
the fuck did you pull that out of?
I'm trying to think of something. So
Okay.
so Harlem Globetrotters show up in your town.
Any sporting team would do.
Yeah. And your entire town holds a week-long party, like just praising the Harlem Globetrotters. And then your mayor's like, all right, they can get the fuck out of here. They go off. All of a sudden, your town gets nuked, right? Indirectly because of the actions of the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, I'd expect some money from the Harlem Globetrotters for accidentally sending a nuke over to our town after we just gave them like a week-long party.
I like
I'd be
how
kind of pissed if the leader was like, nah, that's your fault. Anyway, bye.
I like how you not only chose a team that nobody really knows anymore, you chose a team that's not really even a team. Like
What
They're-
can I say, man?
They're not a real basketball team. It's a staged event.
All right, here's a here's a better one. The Philadelphia Eagles, right? They win a Super Bowl, and the citizens. Nah, that doesn't work.
I was gonna say that doesn't work.
They just fits.
They did it. They did it to themselves. Everything that happens in Philly after a win is them. That's like Godzilla being pissed off that he gets a splinter because he stepped on a building. Motherfucker, that was you.
But like, you know, they kind of inadvertently cause all this destruction, and now they're refusing to pay for it. Like, they're like, yeah, that wasn't really our fault.
Granted, I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry that happened, but before any monetary transaction is done, I got to see proof.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. They're fucking locked in the mountain.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Thorin's acting crazy here. Also, the elves are there, and the elves definitely want to claim some of this treasure, right?
The elves are claiming the treasure in a negative way, though.
Yeah, the elves, they can fuck right off, okay? Because the whole reason they're there is because they heard that Smaug was dead. They wanted to go claim the treasure. They just happened to stop at Lake Town to help out, and now that's their reason for tagging along in this expedition to go to the Lonely Mountains. Now, whatever deal the Lake Town people and the elves have, that's their business. They should not be tagging along for this to go up to the mountain, because that's straight up an act of war, I would say.
I wouldn't say it's an act of war, but it's definitely an act of aggression.
Yeah. So, like, I can understand Thorin shooting an arrow out at some elves. Now, but him having beef with Bard.
Come on, man. And
no.
not completely unrelated, but for some artwork that I was trying to do for like the thumbnail and stuff like that, I happened to come across a cool piece of information. In the movies, Bard is played by Luke Evans.
I saw that last week when we were. I was looking up some pictures before I realized
he's hot,
I did not
dude.
Start my stream. He is so fucking hot, dude. I remember him in Three Musketeers. I wanted him.
Didn't know. Actually, that's a lie. I did know. I never saw the movie. Him in Dracula Untold. Ooh. Also, completely took me by surprise. Like 8 years ago when I learned this, he's gay.
Fun fact, I actually, you know, my art that I do for Tezin and Karis. Tezin and Karis is our Star Wars original characters.
Hey.
I actually base Tezin's look a little off of Luke Evans in Dracula Untold and Three Musketeers.
People completely. So you just based it off of Luke Evans?
Lightly, not based, not like straight up.
Stop
but like
taking hits of the pen when you're trying to speak, because then there's just like a 30-second piece of dead air.
Sorry. No, his like general look, like kind of chiseled face, like like rapscallion goatee, and longer hair, and just
he's a really good looking guy. I'm comfortable enough to say it.
Handsome, Yeah, no, 100%.
But no, I want to take a piece. I get very passionate. This is a complete diversion from The Hobbit. I get extremely passionate about Universal monsters, specifically the Dark Universe that is trying to be revived. And let me tell you something. The only...
Is it coming back?
Motherfucker. The only reason that it's not being revived is because of the fans. They are too goddamn picky about the movies that are coming out for the Dark Universe. I did not realize how hated Van Helsing was. That movie's fucking awesome.
Van Helsing is one of my favorite, like, fantasy type movies.
Van Helsing is so fucking cool. They even say that the CGI in that movie is some dog shit. Bro, it's good. It has some of the best werewolf transformation. 2004.
That's ahead of its time right there. You see that
werewolf transformation? Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
And another part, hey, I get it. The Mummy, the new Mummy with Russell Crowe kind of sucked. I didn't see it, but it just looked awful.
Was it Russell Crowe? I thought it was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise was the guy, the main, he was like Ricochet O'Connell. He was Brendan Fraser's character. Russell Crowe
Yeah.
was like, you saw Dracula Untold, right? Russell
Yeah.
Crowe was Tywin Lannister's character from Dracula Untold. He was like the big baddie at the end who kind of like helps.
Oh, the original vampire.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the Sam Jackson of the MCU to like bring everything together. But
Okay.
what I'm getting really pissed off about is the fact that people won't give the Dark Universe a chance. It is an amazing concept to have, because everything is about a universe now. Everything is about a bunch of shared movies, the fact that it's all intertwined, and like I get that Marvel fucking did it. It's the whole thing, and it'd be cool to have a bunch of monsters be that.
Right.
But what I don't get is why everybody's won't give it a fucking chance, because The Invisible Man was pretty cool. It was a great
The new
modern
one?
twist. Yeah, the one from like
That was a great one.
2020. It was a good movie.
Saw that shit in
And
theaters.
they are doing a Frankenstein. There was a new Wolfman movie that came out. Granted, it was a little weird, you know.
I think Frankenstein again. Is it Oscar Isaac?
It's Oscar Isaac, Timothy Chalamet. No, the dude from Saltburn. The not
Barry Keoghan.
No, not Barry Keoghan. The other one,
Oh,
There's-
he's probably gonna play
the
the monster.
tall one. He is the monster.
Fuck, what's his name?
And Mia Goth is in Frankenstein.
I love Mia Goth.
She's
Her voice throws me off.
very high pitch. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to say, I love the classic Universal monsters. If we as a collective want that to happen, we need to stop being so fucking picky about the movies. The original movies were cliched films. They were the stories themselves. The fact that they are taking the chances, dude, Universal could have stopped after The Mummy. They came out with a couple more movies where like, we really want to try to do this.
I'll say this. Marvel came out with a really interesting kind of take on the Dark Universe kind of thing.
Okay.
Because they have a couple of those kinds of characters in their comics already, like the Thing.
Yeah.
No, not the Thing. Oh, like the Man Thing. I think his name is like a swamp monster. Now they have one called Wolfman, kinda.
Okay.
And they came out with a movie that it was I think it was in 2020. It was just on Disney Plus, where they released that movie. It was in black and white, and it was awesome.
Yes. I remember people were saying amazing things about that.
Yeah, and then it got no other kind of like airtime, I would say.
Okay, I took a way too much time going on this rant. It's just something that I am personally super passionate about, and the fact that we're like sabotaging our own wishes pisses me off. Guys, grow the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah, I like how like last week we were really proud of ourselves because that was like the shortest episode we've had so far.
This is just full of shit, and I love it already.
Okay, last tidbits of chapter 15.
Oh yeah, then I gotta fucking read.
Yeah, you start off with it.
No, what was
your last tidbits?
Oh, my last tidbit. Yeah, that was it. It was about Thorin shooting the dude. Like, what the fuck? You know, it completely unwarranted. So why?
Yeah, I thought it was a great chapter because I like how it's setting up the conflict that the unexpected party find themselves in.
It is, and now the book is like starting to really get kicking, and you're just like, oh, this is not about the dragon.
Oh, 100%. And I just like, man,
which is still kind of
Thorin really switched on a fucking dime. Like, he went from like he's really chill, he's a great leader, to crazy fucking maniacal like greed monster.
Yeah.
And he's being completely unreasonable to Lake Town and the Bard. But yeah, the elves can fuck right off. Back to the nobody wants them here.
All right.
That's it for chapter 15.
That's your last bit for chapter 15. All right. So, man, I gotta calm down from that high that I was just on. So for me, chapter 16, I do want to say that, wow, this is about our shortest This is our shortest chapter with
6 pages.
six pages. Man, I
do not have a lot of notes for this one.
No, I actually I don't have a lot of notes, but they're good notes. I just want to say that I told Nick, I was like, dude, just knock out chapter 16. It'll take you like 15 minutes. It's 6 pages long. And he was like, bet.
You're reading chapter 15 and you're like, do 16 right now. I was like, okay.
And then you were like, why? I was like, it's 6 pages. Ooh. All right. So not a big summary for chapter 16. I will go right into it. Allow me to clear my throat really quickly. Yummy.
Can we talk about this real quick about how like smooth I blasted through that last part of the summary? I'm getting better at this. I'm becoming literate.
I'm just gonna talk about this right now. Chapter 15 summary starts at 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Chapter 16 summary, which I have not started yet, was supposed to start at 54 minutes and 25 seconds. It took us 50 minutes to get through chapter 15 because...
But we're going to blast right through this one.
All right. Chapter 16. As Thorin continues to search for the Arkenstone, and as the rest of the dwarves worry about the armies camped on their doorstep, Bilbo decides that he must take matters into his own hands. Yes, man, Bilbo is being a sneaky little bitch.
He's becoming a true rogue, dude.
He is.
But not like any rogue.
He's not being an asshole about it.
No, he's a neutral good rogue, I would say.
Yes, he is a neutral good rogue. And
yeah.
How big is this Arkenstone? Because in the book, it says that he's hiding it in his pillowcase.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried for Bilbo in that first part because Thorin's really looking for that Arkenstone. And I was worried about what he would do
if he saw Bilbo with it.
Out Bilbo with it and realized he had it this entire time.
Legit, I would not be any sort of surprise that if Thorin found that Bilbo had the stone, it would have been a shining situation and would have totally turned on Bilbo right there.
Thorin.
Yeah, legit.
Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, great. Ooh, that could be a future movie. That would be a fucking... My God, that'd be a great one because The Shining is so full of hidden shit. Okay, I gotta stop because if I get into The Shining, we're gonna be here for like another hour. I have the book already. With the help of the ring, he sneaks away from the mountain at night and into the camp of the lake men and the wood elves. There, he reveals himself and is brought before the leaders, Bard and the Elven King. We have not said something very specific. The Raven has flown back. This is not me reading the summary now. This is me telling you. This is a secret between you and me, the listeners, and Chris and Nick /Macho, because that is a thing. We're not going to get into that. But the Raven, Roak, flies back to the dwarves and basically was like, I'm not going to say whether what you told me to do was a good idea or a bad idea, referencing him being sent to the other dwarven army, the dwarven civilizations. He comes back and says, I will have you know that, interrupted by Thorin immediately, goes, just tell me, like, what's going to happen? I will have you know that there are 500 dwarves on their way here.
100 strong.
500 dwarves coming from Dane, the other dwarven city, is crazy.
And they were about 2 marches, like 2 days march away too.
About 2 days march away, yeah, because he told them, and he flew, and they had to get ready, and by the time that he would get there, it'd be like another 2 days before they would.
Now, cool little it's not cool. It's just like a little tidbit that they also add in is that they're actually like trying, like, I think it's Roak. He was trying to tell Thorin, like, I don't advise like going to war here because winter is here.
Yeah.
And the terrain's already rough. Now add on snow and like a lack of supplies onto that, they're gonna have a lot of casualties. Not even just from the war, just from sickness and like
Sickness,
famine.
starvation, the war, like basically the pilgrims coming to America before they were assisted by the Native Americans. Like, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. It's going to be
Oh,
Roanoke all over again, where they carve fucking Croatoa into the tree and you can't trace back where the entire town went. And it's been a fucking mystery for like 300 years.
I was gonna mention like the Revolutionary War during Christmas time when
Oh,
George Washington like went over the river, but never mind. Yours
uh,
is better.
yeah, it's just like an entire town that just went missing and nobody knows what the fuck happened. But we'll
Chris is
continue.
very passionate about these mysteries, guys. Like
I am. They don't
we
call
love
me.
cryptids, though.
They don't call me Mr. Macabre for nothing. They don't call me that. I just really want
Oh,
that
they
to
don't
catch
call you
on.
Mr. Macabre. They call you Dingleberry.
Shut up. It was one time and I asked you to cut them out and you didn't help me, okay? I was embarrassed for the talent show.
Okay, continue with the fucking. Wait. Okay. I want to bring up one little bit too. So the way that Bilbo snuck out was very he was on that shit. So he
Oh,
noticed that
yeah.
Bomber was on top. Bomber was on top of the fortress, keeping watch,
Kind of like
and he went up
nodding
to
off a little bit.
Yeah, and Bilbo knows that like Bomber likes to sleep, and it was he was there till midnight, right? Like that was his schedule.
I will say that the reason that Bilbo found this really fucking funny, the reason that Bilbo knows that Bomber likes to sleep is because he made it a point to know that Bomber is still trying to have the dream that he had when he was roofied by the river and he dreamt of all the food from the elves. And Bomber spends like all of his free time trying to dream about the food. And like, I get it, man. I like food. I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
But that's some fat ass shit, my guy.
It's like this is like the exact the exact way that people fall into addiction is by like they're like, all right, I got high. Now I want to chase that same high, but they're never gonna find that same high ever again. And Bomber's on the mission to go get this food in his dream.
He just had one. He had one hit
So-
of that like roast river chicken. Man.
Dude, a nice feast in the woods with some torch lighting and campfires. That's a vibe. I would.
It's a little pagan, but I dig it.
Uh-huh. So Bilbo goes up to Bomber, and he's like, "Hey, it sucks being up here. It's cold. You want to go and sleep? I'll keep watch for you, and I'll wake you up at midnight so nobody knows, right?"
Yeah,
And
because
Bomber's
Bilbo's like,
"Bro,
I don't
yes."
really sleep now.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to go to sleep, and so Bilbo's like, "Yeah, of course you want to go to sleep. You're a fat ass." So, so he's like, "Hey, I'll keep watch for you. You go off and go to sleep, and I'll wake you up at midnight so you can like, it's like you were never gone."
Yeah, and
Bomber's like, "All right,
yeah.
bet." And so Bilbo ties a rope, goes down the fortress, and that's when he goes off to to Bard and the elves. And now this is where I get kind of confused because it said he fell into the river, to the stream. Do you think he got caught like intentionally, or do you think he was like improving at that point? Because I feel like he wanted to get further in before he revealed himself.
I think he tried to cross the stream. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think he was trying to cross the stream via stepping stones or something like that, or some like rocks
Yeah.
that were there, and might have slipped and fell into the water. And obviously, when you fall into the water, you make the sound, and then elven scout just happened to be like coming around the corner. So
Right.
I think that's kind of like, okay, they
And
already.
then he sneezed. Like he sneezed at some point, and he's like, "All right, fuck it." Like,
Well, he was like, it's. They kind of caught him because they're like, that's definitely not a fish. And then he was like, you're right. And then they're like,
that's definitely not a fish.
yeah. And then they were like, oh, this was really smart on the elves. They go, put out your torches. This is going to help him more than it's going to help us.
Yeah.
And so they put out their torches, and now Bilbo can't see them. So he's like, all right, whatever. And then
Also, I love how fucking sly and sassy Bilbo is because like he took his ring off, and the elves are like, "What are you doing here?" Like, and Bilbo's like, I want to speak to your like to the leaders here. I'm very like knowledgeable of what your Oh wait, no, the elves are like, "Oh, are you the dwarves
yeah,
Hobbit?"
they were like,
Right?
"Are
They
you
don't know
that
who the
bitch
fuck he
ass
is.
hobbit with them?" And he's like,
Right? And
"No."
and so like Bilbo was like, "Oh well, your king doesn't know what I look like, but I'm very familiar with what he looks like," referencing that he spent
Damn.
3 weeks like skulking around
Touching them
the
like
elven, yeah, just skulking around the elven kingdom or like whatever palace, and he's like he knows exactly what the dwarven king does. He probably knows his beat off schedule and everything. So
yeah.
he's like, I'm very familiar with your king, but he doesn't know what I look like at
God,
all.
do you know how creepy? Just imagine you. Somebody is like, "Bro, what's up?" And he's like, "What?" He goes, "I've been in your house for 3 weeks. You've had no idea."
Been in your house for 3 days and 2 months. I
Wait,
didn't know.
what?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's that Tolkien time period.
Do you do you do you do you know that? Do you know where your socks are going? Me. I'm taking them.
You're the
Think
sock.
about that.
You're the sock goblin. You're the guy who lives
I'm
in.
the sock goblin.
You're the guy who
I
lives
take
in
all
the,
your left socks.
in the fucking laundry who only takes the one sock. You're like, God damn it! I need to buy 4 more pairs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a really bad sock goblin in our house. We keep
Yo, we're gonna coin that shit, sock goblin. That's why your
Sock
socks keep
goblin.
going missing, sock goblin. Okay, so back to the summary. There he reveals himself, Bilbo, and is brought before the leaders to Bard and the Elven King. Now I like that it says that the master is no longer the leader; it's fucking Bard.
We completely forgot to mention that part in chapter 15 is that Roak said that I felt this was important enough to write down. Roak mentioned the trust Bard, but not the master of Lake Town.
Yeah, I would too.
So, right, like, well, he mentions that to the dwarves themselves. Like obviously it's obvious to us, but the dwarves were just at Lake Town. The master like was like, like, oh, party for a week. All right, you guys are off, cool. Like they know him as a nice guy, like the
Yeah.
nice mayor.
That's
But, like,
that's a
Roak was
really chill thing for Rock to do.
Yeah, he's like, hey, the master of Lake Town, huge dick and coward. Trust Bard.
Man.
He's the real leader.
He's a cock and ball right there. Just kill him.
Yeah.
So
Fuck the master kid.
they are suspicious of him, and of course, but they relax when Bilbo reveals his secret weapon, the Arkenstone. He gives this part kind of pisses me off. He gives it freely to Bard to be used as a bargaining chip against Thorin. Now, I understand this, but I would never in a million years have given up the Arkenstone to the enemy no matter what. Like, that's such a fucking crazy thing to do. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, which is even crazier, is that Bilbo reveals there is a dwarven army coming.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was reading that and I was kind of thinking like maybe like Bilbo was kind of showing all their cards here and he's kind of acting
As like the mediator. Okay, so wait
as
a
like
minute.
trader
Yeah,
kind of,
I-
but like at the same. I feel like he's really taking on a Gandalf role here, and like kind of not he's like shooting for peace. He's not on either side. He doesn't want any conflict here. He just wants to go home. So he's doing anything he can to do that, and giving the Arkenstone while we would think like, hey, that's a stupid move. Keep in
We're
mind,
playing very
Roak
defensively.
yeah, Roak already told them to like you can trust Bard. So I don't think he would have given it to any of the elves. He would just give it to Bard himself. And he's like, hey, like Thorin values this more than anything. To Thorin, this has no value, or it's beyond value.
It
right?
has no price.
So-
this is all he wants.
Yeah, it's priceless. So
Oh, yeah.
like if you use this as a bargaining chip, Thorin will will concede and not continue on with war.
Yeah. And I mean,
Right.
yeah, like I was saying, you and I were probably thinking purely defensively of just like, why the fuck would you do that? I agree. I think Bilbo is just in the complete mindset of, I don't want a war. I don't want anybody to die. I want to go home. Guys, this is what's going on. Please, just chill.
All I need, my pipe is broken, and I'm not having a good time. So just keep going, please. So,
This dwarven bullshit isn't getting me high.
also, him mentioning the 500 strong dwarves coming, while like putting that on the table too might also seem like really like don't do that. Um, that could also be a way for Bilbo to be like, hey, I'm giving you the Arkenstone as a bargaining chip, but remember, if you just try to take this and like continue with war, we have 500 dwarves coming too.
Oh,
And I
you
don't
think it
you
was
want
like,
that fight.
you think it was speak softly, carry a big stick type situation?
Yeah. Bilbo's like he's
good old
playing
Teddy
40 chess
Roosevelt.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going crazy right now.
Damn.
So that's my little tidbit on that section right
Now, did we ever get a number for the elven and men armies?
there. I really don't know.
Okay, because
don't
that's something that we have to kind of take into account here, because in reality, would 514 dwarves take on their armies? And another thing is, if you knew, like, no matter like the purpose for the war, whose side would you rather be on, depending on how fucked up you're gonna get?
I will say I'd rather be on the dwarves side
Yeah.
because now they have 500 coming, but they're also playing defense in an impenetrable fortress.
That's very true. And that's something that I wanted to say earlier, is that like Thorin made a point. He's like, when you told them, guy, like, this is the Roak was like, this isn't a good idea. Remember, it's winter, it's coming, it's going to be dangerous. Thorin was like, let them starve. Let them starve. Let them get sick. We are in a cave with one way in, one way out, where we belong in the first place. Like,
Right, and it's all warm and nice in here. We have enough rations that last us for months, so we're good. You guys aren't.
I gotta say, that was like the most clear-headed Thorin has been, and I'm like, he's got a point.
Yup.
Okay,
Gotta
so
give it to him there.
after giving the Arkenstone to Bard and the Elven King are just amazed that the Hobbit would risk inciting the anger of the dwarves in order to prevent a war. They ask him, they basically plead with him for his safety to stay in the camp, but Bilbo decides to return to the mountain.
Bilbo's a real one there.
Bilbo is a fucking real one. And I gotta say that they let him go. They're like, are you sure? They're like, yes. They go, okay, well, let us just escort you to the river. And he's like, okay. And
to the river.
My mother once told me that she found Bilbo by the river. I'm going to say that after all the bullshit, they really do hold up honor well. And I really dig that, because they didn't hold Bilbo captive or say he couldn't go back or blah, 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 or like all this bullshit. They were just like, we understand. To make sure that you go back safely, here's an escort. Thank you very much. And like, to me, that is like, mutual respect is such a big like thing for me. And I was just like,
Yeah.
fucking, you're my enemy? Not really. But
I
like,
respect the hell out of you.
yeah, like you're trying really hard right now, and you know what? You do you, boo boo. Go.
No, I will say, you bring up like what you said there, like trying is like as much as it'll take for me to be like, all right, like you're cool with me. Like,
Yeah.
just a lack of effort on anybody's part can just like, it's so easy, but seeing somebody actually like trying to help you out and trying
Take the
like no
initiative.
matter how like taking the initiative, that's enough to gain anybody's like trust, if you ask me, or mine.
So, on the way out of the camp with the escort, Bilbo runs into fucking Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf has returned.
Gandalf has returned, and it took you 8 goddamn episodes for the ape noise to appear.
I was woo, woo, woo. You know, there's a difference.
It's a very small difference, especially over Discord.
There's a difference. You know.
Yeah, Nick has a habit that he beats his chest and goes, "Oh." And I don't know where it fucking comes from.
What do you think my little like icon on our shorts is an orangutan?
That's true. Yeah, I always told him, I was like, dude, people might not even know that it's either going to be an orangutan, I think it's like a bonobo, or it looks like fucking Bigfoot, which both of them work.
Yeah, 100%.
So fucking Gandalf. And Gandalf makes the appearance of a lifetime. Bilbo's strolling past a tent and was like, you hear Gandalf go, "Good for you, Bilbo Baggins." And he just comes out of the tent and pats him on the shoulder.
Yeah. And Bilbo's like, "Thanks, man. I really gotta go though."
Yeah,
He's like, "I don't go wake up Bomber."
Yeah, legit. He's like, "Listen, it's great to catch up. We'll talk soon. You got my number.
Love you, buddy.
You can email MySpace. You know, you got me on that.
MySpace.
But listen, Bomber's fat ass is dreaming about a 4-piece dinner right now. I gotta go."
Before if dessert comes, he's not waking up. Okay, so I gotta get out of here.
When the creme brulee gets crispy, it is over. So he runs into Gandalf, pats him on the shoulder for his brave deeds. Gandalf has just arrived from his quote-unquote other affairs to see the end of this touchy matter. And Bilbo sneaks back into the mountain unnoticed.
Oh, all right. What do you think Gandalf was doing there? Do you think he was just trying to catch up with
I
to
have
the
no
dwarves?
fucking idea.
Or do you think he was like he's decided to tag along with the people of Lake Town after the Smaug thing happened?
I truly have no idea, A, what fucking Gandalf was doing, and B...
Oh, we're not going to know either for a while.
We have 3 chapters left, so we might figure it out. He could have been like, guys...
I think, no, because he said that we're, this was back right when they got to the Mirkwood Forest, but he mentioned, like, Gandalf had other affairs... But we're not gonna get into that right in this story.
Oh shit! Well then I don't fucking know,
so
dude.
We're not gonna know until we start reading the Lord of the Rings.
But lo and behold, he just appears as soon as there's gonna be a war. But
what was it he said in Lord of the Rings? He's like a wizard's wizard never shows up until he's needed.
It's like a wizard's never late. He shows up precisely when he's needed.
Yeah. And
that's some bullshit.
Checks out.
No, that's some fucking bullshit, because he that just means that just shut the fuck up. That just means he has an excuse to show up late to places. And I'm a very big stickler for being on time.
I am late to everything.
Yeah, you are, you piece of shit. All right. Well, that's pretty much
that concludes chapter 16.
That concludes chapter 16. And man, oh man.
What are your last tidbits on chapter 16?
It's getting heavy. It is. The bubbling cauldron is about to explode.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was very worried about Bilbo's intentions until, we kept going along.
Yeah.
I was like, is he really about to like ditch this entire thing and go home with the Arkenstone? But no, he like Bilbo really like he keeps consistently showing his character growth, and I fucking love it.
It's a great character arc for Bilbo Baggins. It's a great character arc.
Like, oh my god, this is in the top 5. Number 1 is Zuko in the Avatar.
Yes. Oh, another one, like Mickey Bilbo. From Shameless. Oh
yeah, dude.
Fantastic character arc. But him. You know what? There you go. That is us wrapping up chapters 15 and 16 of The Hobbit. Um,
All right.
yeah,
Do we want to announce the movie?
in a second, we're gonna do a little cock tease for the viewers, and then we'll announce it. Just to clean things up, so this is the second to last episode for the Hobbit series. If you're all caught up right now, the next episode is going to be a longer one because we have an odd number of chapters left. It is going to cover chapters 17, 18, and 19. So we will be clearing up everything, and it'll probably be a longer episode, but that will be pretty much it for The Hobbit. Now,
yeah, dude, I'm so proud of us.
Yeah, for real. Like, if we're about to finish a book.
Yeah, I haven't done that in years. I mean, yeah, obviously I've done my audiobooks, but this is different. This is so different.
Now, we've kept you waiting long enough. Little teaser, a little bit of moose bouche, a little appetizer. Before we begin the next book and the next book series for Barely Literate, which, once again, for those of you who are, reading along with us, it will be a ghost story, All the Lovely Bad Ones by Mary Downingham, if you want to grab yourselves a copy, or use Libby, which is a free library app, I think. Nick, correct? Not correct?
Libby, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So
Should
what
I
is
explain
it?
Libby a little
Yeah,
bit?
can you explain Libby a little bit? Because I'm not entirely too sure.
So Libby is a completely free app in the U.S. at least.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. It's completely free. You sign up, you get like a library card from your local library, whatever library you choose.
Yeah.
It's got to be kind of in the area, and you can essentially check out digital versions of digital copies of books or digital copies of audiobooks.
Okay.
So what I was doing for a while is I was checking out a bunch of different audiobooks. Sometimes sometimes there's a wait list because there's like a limited amount of copies.
It's weird how it's like a library, but it's weird how they're doing it electronically.
Yeah, like it's really, it's awesome though. Like I love the fact that it's free because I do not want to give anybody else money just to listen to an audiobook that I'm going to listen to once.
And especially like for
You know what I mean?
viewers or listeners, who want to read along with us, like, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. If it's a book that you really like The Hobbit, buy it for all you fucking care. But like,
Right.
For something new, like All the Lovely Bad Ones, Nick, have you gotten your copy yet?
Not yet. I got to run to Barnes & Noble with Maya.
I don't know that they're going to have it. You might have to Amazon that shit.
We'll see.
Okay.
Because I have been meaning to make a trip there.
Okay. So, now back to the announcement there. So next book, All of the Bad Ones, it's going to be the episode after, 2 episodes after the final episode of The Hobbit, because in between we are doing the other part of our club, which is the movie club. And our first movie discussion episode, Nick and I will be watching Terrifier.
Yeah, I've
There
never
he is
seen
again.
it, and I'm really excited to, because
I've
I've always heard like shit about this.
Terrifier,
But, like,
we've seen the memes, we've seen Art the Clown. It's a gory fuckfest of a
Art.
film. And
I love gore.
do you really?
I like. It's interesting to see the creative ways people can mutilate your body, and it makes me scared of humanity in general because I'm like, that could happen to me at any point.
We'll test it out. We'll see. But yeah, so after, basically, I said it in a really weird way, but I'm just going to clear it up right now. After The Hobbit, we will have a sort of pause on the books. The next episode after that is going to be a movie episode where we will discuss the movie. We're going to introduce you to it, kind of, the ins and outs of the plot, how we felt about it, talk about the characters, and basically do the same thing that we do for books, but for the movie that we're going to watch. So
And luckily, it's a trilogy, so that's good for 3 episodes, baby.
Yeah, just wait until we're gonna get to the Hobbit movies. We planned that shit
yeah.
out. But yeah, so to round that off, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we say our last pieces of information for everybody?
No, not really. I got no other announcements
Cool.
or any kind of tidbits.
So, just as a reminder, thank you everybody for listening or who watched today. Mishu, I think you're still lurking, but thank you very much for tuning in. Now, please, 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 please remember to follow us on Spotify at the Barely Literate Book and Movie Club. You can listen to all your heart's content when you go and follow us there, or on YouTube if you want to watch it for some reason. Feel free.
Oh yeah, if you want to fall asleep to our voices, I don't know how good that quality of sleep's gonna be, but like do what you want to do.
I did want to touch you on that. Wait a minute. I didn't want to.
You touch me all the time.
I didn't want to touch you on that. I didn't want to touch on that. We were listening to. I was re-listening to the episode in the car, the previous one, and I can't tell if it's like just the way that it's recorded or not, but I find that your voice, now I can only think of this as shapes. When you're speaking, I picture a shape with a lot of corners, but when I'm speaking, I picture like a circle.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Yeah, like, I do. I got a rattle.
You got a rattle.
I got a little bit of a.
I don't think I have that much of a rattle. Maybe when I'm like,
you got a smoother voice.
When I'm ending the words like that, but like, that's when like the ball starts to deflate.
Yeah, it's to the point where I can't tell if it's because I'm technically a smoker or if it's just like I kind of want to talk like I'm nonchalant,
little valley boy.
Yeah, I'm a skater dude who doesn't know how to skate, but I got some Heelys.
Got some Heelys. So, reminder that this episode will be posted on YouTube tomorrow for you to rewatch, and then it will be posted soon on Spotify for you to listen to your heart's content. Please go subscribe and follow on both of those.
And follow our Instagram at Barely Literate at BMC.
Yeah.
To catch the updates, catch our stories. We do some random shit sometimes.
I work very hard on those posts. Please follow.
Yeah, dude, we find those shorts. Those shorts. So that last one with the realistic 3 fingers fucking killed me.
I was
laughing so hard.
I got a fair few that I could possibly make from this episode, but other than that,
yeah.
Thank you guys
Thanks
once
for
again.
listening.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in our exciting conclusion.
Oh,
fucking goddamn it! What?
We always plug the Barely Literate Instagram. We never plug our own Instagrams. Follow me on Insta and Blue Sky at Gooberino16 and Chris at Jericho. You know where to find us on Twitch. Yeah. Catch us on all the platforms, baby.
Okay. Let me get the fucking pep back in my step here. We will thank you again, everybody, for listening. And tune in next week for the exciting conclusion on our series of The Hobbit. Wait, wrong movie. Wrong movie. Shut it down. All right. Barely Literate out.
Bye.